Hey, Stevie J coming to you live from the man cave with our interview with the Bronze Bull, Aaron Neal. He's talking about the More Relief effort, and I want you to know he may reference that it goes on all June, but what happened in Moore, Oklahoma doesn't just take 1 month. It's going to take a long time to recover. You can still help, so go to IZ Wrestling's website and find out more information or listen to our interview, and he'll tell you all of the details. Hey, a tree just hit our house last week. We're still recovering from that. These things take a while, so be sure to help out and enjoy the interview. Just all around helping out with the relief effort in Moore, Oklahoma. Please welcome the Bronze Bull, Aaron Neal.
Hey, Stevie J, thanks for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure to be on Angry Marks. Really appreciate the time.
No problem. And we want to get into all the relief efforts because IZW is hugely behind that. But first and foremost, for those who haven't kept up on IZW like they're supposed to, why don't you give everybody a little update on where you're standing right now in the company?
Right now, I'm just like anyone else. You'd ask that question in IZW. I'll tell you, I'm a top guy. Everyone feels that they're top guys, but the difference between me and them is I've been able to maintain that for almost the entire 9 years the company's been existing. We just had our ninth anniversary. We called it Coronation back in May, and we're rolling on through. And I consider myself one of the top one or two guys in the company, and I've always felt that way. But like I said, I think anyone worth their salt will feel that same way. So that's kind of my position. I think I'm hands down, unequivocally, no contest. I'm probably the best kisser in the company. I don't think there's going to be any dispute about that. I have the best track record and probably the best lips, pound for pound. So that's kind of where I stand in IZW.
But it's interesting you mentioned the Coronation show because actually you came out on the losing end of that match with the Convicts. So even though you've got the best track record and you're the mainstay of IZW and been there forever, it didn't work out for you so well at the anniversary show.
Oh, absolutely not. Convicts, though, he's just, that character in general is just kind of one of those to me, it's a once in a lifetime type deal, to really have a true monster that's around. It's a rare thing. I think that, we get to see it. It's kind of a generational thing, maybe one or two a generation. You get to see it, honest to God monster. And I think for us, he's by far the biggest monster we've had. Even considering we've had Big Van Vader in our company, I think Convict has come across as the biggest monster we've had. And, as much as I don't like, not being the one who's always winning, but if there's a guy who's going to beat me that I'm not going to be too ashamed of it, it'd be the Convict.
Yeah, and people don't seem to get clean wins over him very often. I mean, I'm looking at June 8th right now, and Double D got a win over him, but it was by DQ. He couldn't even pin him clean.
Yeah, and that's kind of, that's his MO. He is our Big Van Vader. He is our Andre, our big monster that just goes in there and, people are scared of him, but it's hard to work with a guy who, his gimmick is he doesn't feel anything. He doesn't feel pain. He doesn't respond or sell. It's a challenge to work with a guy like that and have a good match and come off looking believable. But I think it's really a kind of a pat on the back to a lot of our guys who have been able to go out in there and do that.
Absolutely. Now, how long is it going to be before we see the Bronze Bull back in the main event, running things like you should be?
Oh man, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, right now we're getting closer and closer every day to Evolution, the next pay-per-view that IZW will have, and though there hasn't been anything set really for Evolution as of yet, kind of the traditional big main event in Evolution is always the Impact Chamber match, which is a 5-on-5 kind of a War Games type match that, man, it always is. It's one of the biggest shows of the year for us. That's always one that we know is going to be sold out. People love seeing it. And, this year, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the main event. And we've yet to have one that I wasn't in. Every time we've had an Impact Chamber, I've been in it. So I'd be shocked if I wasn't in this Impact Chamber.
I expect we'll see you there then. But switching gears for a moment, we know that IZW has been hugely behind the relief effort for Moore, Oklahoma, being that IZW is an Oklahoma company and very proud of that. So please tell us a little bit about what IZW is doing to help support those who were affected by the tornadoes and more.
Well, first and foremost, man, I have to say, as proud as we are of IZW and the work we're doing to help the American Red Cross with the more recovery effort, Oklahoma in general, anyone who watched the news, man, it was literally within an hour of the tornado clearing, they were on the news telling people, okay, we already have too many people here trying to help, so people need to stop trying to get into the city of Moore. That says a lot. I think that says a ton about, the more Oklahoma and Oklahoma in general. People were racing to get there to help, and not just people who live there, people from all around were going in there just to help, to say, what can I do? And IZW is no different. We're just like everyone else here in Oklahoma, and we feel that we can help out. So what we decided to do is, for the entire month of June, we are donating every single dime that IZW makes to the Red Cross More Recovery effort. That's every dime. That's ticket sales, pay-per-view sales, merchandise, concession stand, even the pay of every individual wrestler on every show is donated for the entire month of June. That's 5 weeks worth of receipts that we're giving to the American Red Cross recovery effort in Moore, Oklahoma.
That's incredible. That's beyond generous. That's beyond helpful. That's going the extra mile and then another mile on top of that. Words just fail me at the moment, other than to say, on behalf of somebody who lives in a tornado-stricken part of the country myself, where we deal with it just maybe not quite as often as more Oklahoma has, but we get tornado warnings all the time. It's just impressive to see IZW put that much effort into the relief and every single penny. That's incredible.
Well, we have guys, who are part of our roster who are residents of Moore. Guys who were very lucky because they didn't lose everything and they didn't lose anyone, more importantly. But, we have friends and family who live up there, and I got to see it firsthand. I went up there to see some friends who were very lucky and suffered very minimal damage to their home. And, it was surreal. I've never, been in a war zone. I've seen what everyone else has seen on TV, but it looked like it could have been in the middle of Syria or something. It was surreal. It looked like a bomb had gone off, and it was shocking to me. And for everyone to get on board the recovery effort as fast as they have, it's been nothing short of inspirational. We have guys just this past weekend down here at the Great Plains Coliseum in Lawton. Our guys went down and we basically took over a fundraising event that was meant to help some of the people in Shawnee, Oklahoma, that had the devastating tornado up there right before the one in Moore. And our guys, they showed up. There wasn't anyone there. Our guys showed up. We started standing on the street corner, passing out flyers. Within minutes, we had traffic going in that place, and we helped those people get some money in there to help those other people. And we have guys who are traveling, not just guys who live in Lawton. We got guys traveling 2 and 3 hours to get here, and they're doing it on their own dime for the entire month so they can help out and more.